What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo Leveling Arise video. Guys, I apologize. I apologize for the lack of content lately. My wife is super sick. I'm watching both kids. I'm taking care of her at the same time. So daddy duties and husband duties take priority over everything else. But here we are with another video for you guys. And hopefully this one will help many of you guys get ready for probably what is to be the most important reward we're going to be getting for the anniversary and how it's going to impact your account like drastically. So I'm going to give you guys the best possible advice for your account and what mythical blessing stone you should choose. Now, I have a theory. I don't know how accurate this theory is going to be, but I think the secret surprise we're going to get for the pre-registration might actually be a mythical skill rune. Now, if they do that for us, I think that would be the best case scenario out of anything they could possibly do. I think that's even better than having another character or whatever the case may be. I think having so Netmarble, if you plan to give us the 500k pre-registration secret, I hope it actually is a mythical skill. I think that would absolutely be bonkers to have both a blessing stone and a mythical skill both in the anniversary as a free reward, especially as a selection chest, not a random one. So guys, if you do like that idea, leave a comment, subscribe, like, etc. Especially leave a comment. Those devs do watch these videos, they will see this, and hopefully they do follow suit through with that. I think that would be absolutely crazy good for all of us. Now, let's talk a little bit about this. If you guys don't know what mythics are yet, I want to break a couple myths themselves. Okay, so first off, can you get a mythic if you only have a rare? Absolutely. So you can go all the way from mythic or all the way from rare to mythic with one fell swoop. Okay, so choosing the right mythic is going to be super important. So I have purposely left out my pay to win for mythics. I've only just recently started dabbling in mythics and pay to win because I knew how expensive the feature was going to be when it first came out, right? I was like, you know what, Paint, just hold back, just wait to see what happens. And my free to play, I've just been slowly collecting it over time. I haven't really been rushing it because I know the impact it's going to have is not going to be too drastic. And we've tested this right from the start. We had a lot of testers do this. It is a very min-max, which means it's going to maximize the amount of damage you do, but it's not a make or break. But for free-to-play players, Dolphins and everybody else, if you're going from a specific spot all the way to Mythic, especially not Legendary to Mythic, it's massive. So let's talk about a couple of different things that will impact your account. So first off, I do hope, again, we do see this be a real thing as a secret surprise. I think that would be amazing. Probably the best thing they can do. But what we're focusing on is the blessing stones, okay? I'm going to talk to you guys about the best ones you can choose for your account, but I also want to talk about what I'm going to choose and how it will impact my account, and maybe it'll help you guys kind of get a good understanding of what you should do. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with that. Now, before I go with that though, don't forget guys, the last few days of the content creator program is going to be happening. You're going to be asked to be renewing the extension of the season, of the next season, especially as a content creator program supporter, starting tomorrow most likely. So when you guys go and log in, you're going to see a extend button. I'm going to show it to you guys in every single video going up so you don't forget. So please do extend, that way you don't miss your codes, you don't miss anything special, and you also don't lose your spot for this season. And remember that my top number one is going to get themselves a $100 gift card, and then my top 100 is another $100 gift card to opportunity, and then everybody else in between all the way up to the 10,611. I want to say thank you very much for supporting this season. We'll also be getting an eligible prize to get $50 gift card. I might be giving two $50 gift cards this season, so might do 100. Actually most likely will. So please guys, make sure you join the Discord, get yourself that role, and get yourself into that program. We have 6 active codes. If you have not supported yet guys, click that support button. It's free for you. You get codes for free. It's super easy, helps your account. Now let's go back to the video and let's talk about the most important things that will actually impact your account and make it much better. Now before we begin on what to choose, let's talk about the best options for you. In general, we're talking about the meta, okay? The meta will always be the same thing. So it's going to be Reawakening is number one, in my opinion. Nothing would be better than Reawakening. You guys can see the cooldown goes from 20% to 24%. Yes, the 4% does make an impact, especially if you're running into it with Intelligence build. It's just furthering your cooldown reduction even more, right? So I would say Reawakening is your number one choice. Number two, this one's a toss up in the air. I say Bloodlust because it goes from 12%, I believe. Or was it 12? Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's 12 to 14%, right? So I think that's a pretty big, significant difference. Like if you look here, Bloodlust on Legendary, I have it right there. You guys go 12% to 14%. It's fairly good, so that will also impact your account. So I'll always say Reawakening, Bloodlust are going to be big ones as well too. Another really huge one is going to be Pulverize. Now this is the one I'm most likely going to go for my account. And the reason why The reason why I'm doing this, guys, is because I only have Pulverize in the epic version. I have never got a legendary version. You guys can see your 18% break damage increase, and also when you do more, when they're in the break state, you do 18% more damage. But if you go to mythical, right, you're going to see a pretty big difference and big jump in damage and break. So this is going to be especially more, 36%. This is going to be especially important. In my opinion, this is actually even second place over Bloodlust. The 2% difference in defense is fairly nice, but this is going to be even bigger, right? And the reason why it's going to be such a big deal is because breaking is going to be huge in any WOBL, right? Any, like 30% to 6% more. It's going to be big in any WOBL. And going from especially an epic all the way to a mythic is crazy. So that's going to be my personal choice. I have never had an opportunity to get the legendary version of this. And not only does Pulverize affect WOBL, but it's one of the best things to carry at all times for BOT, that's Battlefield of Time, or even for POD, right? That's the Dragon. So those are going to be probably the most important ones to carry, especially if you are underpowered. Breaking is even reduced further, so having this available to yourself is going to at least help you break faster, which is going to help you do more damage at the end of the day. So I think Pulverize probably has the second most important stake next to Reawakening. So Reawakening should be number 1. I think Pulverize should be number 2. Bloodlust, we're going to still leave it there as top 5. Sharp Perception is another really big one. So your crit rate going up by 3.5% versus, I believe it's 3% on Legendary. Right. So 6 times there, right? You guys can see that 6 times here, or 7 times here. So another stack is actually going to be massive. Again, this is probably number 3 so it'll be Reawakening, Pulverize, and then sharp Perception. And again, this was huge because your crit is reduced again when you're underpowered, right? Quite a bit. And especially for things like BOT where you're crit farming, this is going to help you guys continue getting your crits much faster and getting your crits hitting the monster more often. So this is going to be probably number 3. Then I put Bloodlust number 4, and then Intuit is going to be number 5. Let's just put that in there. You guys can see it's 6 stats increase to intelligence versus Legendary, I believe, was 1 more or 2 more. Let me just double check here. Where is it? There it is. 1 more, right? There you guys go, up to a total of 1540 more power. So again, the beauty of having intelligence is a bigger MP pool and, of course, a lower cooldown reduction on your skill. So this is a big one, okay? So those are the other ones I would choose. And then lastly, this is up to you on this one. Bloodlust, of course, I mentioned, definitely put that in there as one of your options, is going to be weakness detection. Because at this point in the game, we're pretty much fighting everything with a weakness element. There's really nothing without a weakness element, and you should pretty much have the proper units plus weapons for a weakness element. So it goes from 20% to 24%, and that's a pretty big jump. So that's another huge one there. So those would be probably the most popular ones. Couple honorable mentions. Some of you guys said you may go for Wolf Assassin because of the new weapon for the water weapon. I have yet to see what the total skills are for the water weapon, like in person with the percentages. So this is an honorable mention. If you plan to go for the weapon, I wouldn't choose it just because of this skill, but if the weapon is a big deal to you, this one might be something that some of you guys may go for as an option. Another really big one is going to be Double-Edged Sword, of course, increasing your attack power by 4.5%, and then stacking up to 4 times. That's a big one as well too. Some people may decide to go with Boss Slayer because of the 29% rather than the 24% from the elemental detection or weakness detection, but that's up to you. I don't like the fact that the cooldown reduces by 20% for dash, but it is a bigger percentage and it does work more on bosses. And let's be real, we all struggle with bosses, not with enemies, right? So I'd say those are probably the biggest ones, guys. If I'm missing one, let me know, but I choose wisely here. My biggest suggestion to you guys is choose what you have out of the metas the lowest rarity for, right? Sorry guys, still drinking my water in the morning. So for example, like Reawakening is a 4% increase, yes, but if you have Legendary, you're only going to get a 4% increase, right? That's the only thing. If you have an epic version of it though, that's a way bigger deal, right? You're going from 12% to 24%. That's double. So that's a big deal. So any of the ones I mentioned, guys, if you have them all sitting around Heroic, I call them Epic, but Heroic, that's the one you choose. All right. If the rest of them are Legendary, you're in a good spot. It's min-maxing and Legendary. But when you go from Heroic all the way up to Mythic, it's double almost the amount. Actually, it is double the amount every single time almost, right? I think actually it is every single time, not even almost. It is. So definitely go like 18 to 36, right? What is this? 2 to 3.5. So again, almost double, right? That's why I was saying almost. 7 to 14. So that one is double. So you guys can see the big impact Mythic will have on your account. This is absolutely what you want to go for. Now, I normally would have gone for Intuit because I believe I only have a rare version of it. Or no, sorry, I have a heroic version of it. Where is the heroic? Right here. There it is, right? But honestly, at this point, breaking is way more important to me. Because I know how much I've struggled with breaking before, and that's the one that's going to push me over there. So I'm going pulverized. Let me know in the comment section what you plan to go for. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.